6.3, more about factoring trinomials. It's MA 912, AR 3.8. We're going to factor trinomials to the form ax squared plus bx plus c, factor trinomials completely, and factor trinomials by grouping. So in examples 1 to 3, we have 4x squared minus 4x minus 3. The difference between the previous lesson and this one is that the leading coefficient is not 1. So we're going to use Colombian method of factoring, which has a couple steps. The first step is we're going to draw two binomials beneath our original. The second, we're going to find the product of A and C that adds to B. Then we are going to place the A value with an X in the binomial pieces at the beginning, and then reduce if possible. So, first thing, two binomial pieces, A times your C, so we have negative 12, and has to add to negative 4. 12 can be 12 and 1, 6 and 2, 3 and 4. We need to get to 4, and only 6 and 2 get us to there. So it said put the first leading coefficient into both, so I'm going to write 4x, 4x. We are a negative at the top, which means we have to be plus minus situation. And we determined 6 and 2 to get negative 4. The 2 had to be the positive number, the 6 had to be the negative. And this is reduce if possible. So the first one is divisible by 2, the second one by 2. So 4x divided by 2 is 2x, 2 divided by 2 is positive 1. 4x divided by 2 is 2x, 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. And we are factored. On B, it says 2x squared plus x minus 15. Again, the same situation, two binomial terms. 2x, 2x, 2 times the 15, that will be your negative 30. Has to add to 1. For 30, we have 10 and 3, 15 and 2, 5 and 6. Notice that 5 and 6 is the ones that can get us to the value of 1. So I'm going to go with 5 and 6 to be negative 30, which means we are plus minus. To be a positive one, the 6 had to be the positive, the 5 had to be the negative. The first one reduces by 2, the second one has nothing, so it just slides down the page. So 2 divided by 2, there's my x, 6 divided by 2 is my 3, and we are factored. On the third one, it says 6x squared plus 5x minus 4. Again, we are going to do two binomial terms. The first times the last, that is negative 24. Has to add to 5. So we have 24 and 1, 12 and 2, 8 and 3, 6 and 4. To get us to 5, we can only be 8 and 3. Leading coefficient is a 6, so I'm going to write 6x, 6x. We are a negative at the top, which means we are plus minus. To get 5, the 8 had to be positive, the 3 had to be negative. The first one, you can divide by 2, the second one by 3. So 6x divided by 2 is 3x. 8 divided by 2 is a 4. 6x divided by 3 is a 2x. 3 divided by 3 is a negative 1. And we are factored. In example 4, it says 4x cubed minus 30x squared plus 14x. First thing, 4, 30, and 14 are even numbers. And each of the terms have an x, so we're going to take out a GCF first. So we are taking out 2x out of every single piece before we start our problem. So we become 2x on the outside. We have 2x squared minus 15x plus 7. Then we are going to do Colombian, which means the 2x slides down. You're going to draw your two binomial pieces. 2 times 7, that is 14, has to add to negative 15. Well, 14 and 1 are the only numbers that can get you to 15. And then since 15 is negative, it means we are both negative values. We have 2x, 2x, and we said 14 and 1, so 14 and 1. Reduce if possible. The first binomial divides by 2, and everything else slides down. So we have 2x, 2x divided by 2 is x, 14 divided by 2 is 7, and then 2x minus 1 slides down. Example 5 says negative 5x squared plus 7x plus 6. Again, first position should be a positive, so we need to take out that negative 1. So I'm dividing out negative 1 out of everything. So negative 1 is on the outside, and we become positive 5x squared, negative 7x, negative 6. Now, because of this, we need to find our binomial pieces. So we're gonna still negative 1, 2 bubbles. 5 times negative 6 is negative 30 and has to add to negative 7. Well, I always think of 10 and 3. Those are numbers that get you to 7. So it means we are a plus and minus situation since it's negative at the top. We are 5x, 5x. To get negative 7, the 10 had to be the negative, the 3 was the positive. The 1 sliding down, the 5x plus 3 sliding down, the third one is what we're dividing by 5. So we end up with negative 1, 5x plus 3, and then x minus 2. Example 7 and 8, again, says 2x squared plus 5x minus 3. Draw your 2 binomial pieces. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. Has to add to 5. I can only be 6 and 1 to get the multiply to be negative and add to be positive. So we are a plus minus situation. So again, we are 2x, 2x. We said 6 and 1. The 6 had to be positive, the 1 had to be negative. And then divide the first one by 2. So we become x plus 3, 2x minus 1. On the last one it says 6x squared minus 11x minus 10, 3 terms. They are not anything in common, so you can go straight Colombian. So we are 6 times the 10, that is negative 60. And has to add to negative 11. So we have 10 and 6, 15 and 4, 12 and 5. To get 11, I can be 15 and 4. So we are 6x, 6x. We have to be a plus minus situation. To get negative 11, the 15 is the negative, the 4 is the positive. The first one reduces by 2, the second one by 3. So 6x divided by 2 is 3x, 4 and 2 is a 2. 6 divided by 3 is a 2x, 15 and 3 is a 5.